Morning, everybody. Peter Ciccone, Entrepreneurs Across America. April 30th, we have another installment, and we're at the Dix Hills Diner. And today we have with us Michelle Casteliero from My Way Concierge. And I'm just going to let her tell you what she does and how it works. So, what is My Way Concierge? What do you do?
Okay, so I provide life management services.
Life management services.
Yes, for women.
For women.
Mature women over the age of 55.
Okay.
So that could look like organization, could look like errand running, it could be house sitting,
Okay.
it could be pet sitting.
All right.
I try to meet the needs of the women.
Okay, so you're out there providing a service, whatever a mature woman needs, you help do.
Yes.
So whether it's errands, going to the store, house sitting, you told me sometimes you even go to lunch with people because they just want company. They want to go out and feel a part of the world.
Yes.
They're in a circle, has deteriorated for whatever reason. Maybe the families have moved away. And they want somebody with whom they can share an adult experience, like going out, maybe even go to a movie or something like that.
Yeah, yes,
All right.
exactly. Yep, so
And you've done all those things for people.
I've done all of those things for people. I've never had a client with the same needs.
Okay. Well, that's
yeah,
interesting. So
yeah.
every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day.
Okay.
Everybody wants something different, and sometimes it's maybe the same service but in a different way.
Such as?
So the more I get to know somebody, the more I can cater to what their needs are.
Okay.
Such as pet sitting. Some want me to spend the night in the home. Some
Okay.
just want me to come visit.
How long have you been doing this?
Over a year now.
Over a year. Okay. And how you finding it?
It's very fulfilling.
Okay.
I love the women.
Okay.
I love helping the women. It's something that I look forward to every day. The most enjoyment I get is them being able to live the lives that they want to live in the way that they want to live it, and I get to help them do that.
So you feel like you're doing some good.
Yes.
You see the difference you've actually created in their life.
Absolutely, because some of them feel like they're in a situation that they haven't been able to navigate their way out of, not like serious situations,
Sure.
but they kind of feel stuck, and I help them get unstuck.
Help them get unstuck. Or you just show them some friendship.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And they come to, so that's good. Now, how many clients do you wind up seeing in a day? How many people do you wind up, what is a typical day, or is there any such thing as a typical day?
No, there's no such thing as a typical day.
Okay.
Every day is different. I can see up to 2 to 3 clients per day, or just one. It just really depends on what their needs are.
Okay.
And their location as well.
Okay. Okay,
So every day is different.
do you try to stay centrally located, or are you all over Long Island, or are you in, one sort of area where you've built your business, or?
It depends. I usually stay in Suffolk County.
Okay.
I will go on the edge of Nassau.
Okay.
After a certain mileage, I will charge mileage.
Okay.
Yep. But if they wanted something like out in the Hamptons to drive out there, that'd be like a whole different price. But I will do it. But
Okay.
it's a whole different level of pricing at that.
Sure, somebody may just want you to drive them out there so they can look at the farms or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, or take a tour of the vineyards or anything of that nature, and
Well, I don't drive. I don't transport people.
Okay.
No, I'm not insured to do that.
okay,
So I don't transport people. Maybe in the future.
but
That
they
might be
could drive
something in
you.
the
But if
future.
they could drive, you can go with them in their car.
Yes, I can. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, but you actually driving them is a whole different scenario for insurance and a part of the business that you've just not incorporated yet into your
Exactly.
practice. Okay, now what about shopping for them? Would that be considered you driving, or is that okay?
Yeah, I can shop for them, all their
Okay.
errands that they need, if they need a prescription pickup.
'Cause that's you in your
library,
car.
grocery store, yes, exactly, that's me in my car.
How have you found getting new clients, or is it all word of mouth? Is there any advertising you do? Is the service out there? How are you finding wow, there's a big need for that?
Most of my clients come from referrals
Okay,
because it's a huge trust issue.
okay,
Going into a woman's home,
Sure.
that's usually living alone,
sure.
and
That's somebody's mother, that's somebody's,
Yes.
aunt. It's somebody who, they want somebody they trust with that person. Absolutely.
absolutely. So I do have them sign a confidentiality agreement.
Okay.
And that's more for their protection than mine, so because
Okay.
I want them to understand that everything that happens is between them and myself.
Okay, so if the son hires you to go be with the mom signs the agreement with you, and you can't tell him anything that actually, that's the confidentiality. It's between the women.
It is between the women.
Okay.
If there was an instance where, there may be some physical harm
Okay.
or something like that, but that's a whole different level. It's just,
Okay.
it's more of just building a trust. I want them to
Okay.
understand they can trust me.
Okay,
That is really a big issue. So
Okay.
once they understand that, then, everything else is very simple, not only for the woman, but also for the adult.
but if she spends the
Children.
afternoon at a casino or something, she might not want her son to know that, and you gotta kinda, mum's the word on that one.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So you have to,
Yeah, I'm being funny, but
Yes,
it
yeah.
could be something that she just doesn't wanna share with her son. I
Yeah,
get that.
so you have to have judgment there,
Yeah.
good judgment, but
And-
it's more of a building a trust.
And you signed the agreement too. It's a
Yeah, absolutely.
confidentiality agreement okay, that works, that's it.
So that's why most of my client comes from referrals, because at just advertising, they don't understand that.
And I don't wanna be facetious and call it something like adult babysitting, because it's not that, it's a
No, it's
professional,
not.
it's a professional service that you're providing, and in many respects, you're providing friendship, and maybe, companionship, if you will, I think might be a better word for it, but just an adult to do things with, or to do things for, or to have get done, and to get them done, in a competent manner.
Yeah, and it's not just companionship. Most of the women that I do work with are very busy. Some of them work still, and some of them travel. So some of them are very busy individuals, even though they're more mature. They're not necessarily
You're a concierge,
at
you're
home.
literally a concierge.
Yes. And the adult babysitting,
I don't like,
I'm so against that phrase.
okay, but you've heard it before.
Yes, I've heard it before, and it's not a phrase that I take on myself.
No.
Because when you get to
That's why I
that,
prefaced it the way I did.
Yes.
I know it's not that.
yeah,
I
when you
said
get to that age, there's a certain level of respect that people should have for
automatically.
you. And when you say something like adult babysitting, then
Yeah, I know, but
you need
it's,
that respect.
and I don't mean it, and I mean,
Right,
I don't even think
right.
people think about what they're saying. But I hear what you're saying. It's,
Yeah.
it's like why I always say independent business versus small business, because for me, the same thing, small business, it's not small to me, it's my life, it's not small to you.
No.
It's a independent, it's independently owned, and it's that, I get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you come up with the name On My Way Concierge?
It took a while. I think I might have had a few names. I don't really
Okay.
remember back then, but that was the one that really stuck
Okay.
with me. And I've kind of, it's evolved over the last year and a half. I had a different logo, and I've recently changed my logo.
Okay.
So it's evolved as I have.
What's evolved about your business in the last year that you didn't anticipate?
That I didn't anticipate.
That it's taken a direction that you didn't, oh wow, or,
Like sometimes the services that
Okay.
I offer, there were some things that I thought I would do, but maybe not. And then there's things I've added, like staying over.
Staying
when
over.
someone wants to travel, I never thought I would do that.
okay,
Working weekends, it's
Okay.
actually opened up my flexibility more. I never thought I would work weekends, but I do.
okay, you thought it was a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 type of thing, and they
But
don't need
for
your
me-
money for you.
Sometimes they don't, but for me, it also benefited my life.
Yeah,
Opening up on weekends, because it gives me time during the week to spend more time with my children.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, and, now, how old are your children? They're older, right? Or-
Yeah, my daughter's 19 and my son is 16, and I
Okay.
educated them at home for the last 12 years.
Okay, so you homeschooled your children, And now you're doing this, now that they can, maybe make themselves breakfast. They're at that age, you can kind of do, you know, things for yourself but that that you're doing weekends for people allows you to be at home with them and still be a part of their life and see them more and, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely, yep, and so I love that aspect of it, and my
Okay.
children are they take care of themselves.
Okay.
And they said, Mom, it's your time, you go do what you
Yeah.
need to do, we're okay.
Yeah, that's, we talk about kids all day.
Yeah.
So that's good. So what's your favorite part about the business?
It's the women,
Okay.
working with the women,
Okay.
talking with them, their stories.
Okay.
They all have different stories.
Sure.
That they love to tell. So to listen to their stories and how they got where they are, I love that.
All right,
And,
now,
and just helping them with whatever it is that they need help with.
I find it fascinating that, it's a service. When I first mentioned, I said, that's probably a very needed service. You've been coming to the EAA meetings now for a year, and I said, and the more I see you, you're more, you're always busy now. Where I think when we first met you, first started coming to the meetings, you were just getting your feet wet. And now it's every time, even booking this. Well, I can't do that for another 3 weeks. And that's good. That's a good sign. I see that as a good sign that your business is growing, that and you're on top of it, that you're managing your business. It's not managing you. And that's, so I see that all the time. And I was, like I said, that was the first time, like, I called you last month, and you're like, no, I could do April 30th, or I called you in the beginning of the month. And you said, no, April 30th, I was like, all right, good for you. And that was my interpretation of it. And I'm glad it's working out for you. Because you seem like it's a natural fit. And I always explain to people in business, that's the best. When you have a natural fit for what you do. And because then it's not work. Then it's you might wind up going, doing somebody's gardening or something like that, or helping a woman in the garden, or, hey, could you take care of a garden? And you're probably, can I take care of a garden? Watch this, and there's certain things that you would love doing that you wind up getting paid for.
Yes, absolutely.
That, the right person actually take care of the garden, you do it because you enjoy doing it.
Yes.
So that's great. And any words of advice for people who might want to do what you're doing, what they have to look out for?
Sure.
What have you learned in the last year? Let's say that.
Okay. You have to first make the decision that it's what you want to do.
Okay.
You have to make a decision that it's not a side hustle. It's actually going to be a career. So
Okay.
you have to build it that way.
Build it as a career.
As a career, as a business, as your business.
Okay.
Find your niche,
Okay.
which sometimes takes a while. That evolves.
Sure.
Like mine did.
Okay.
Those are really important, and be around people that can help guide you in a positive direction.
Okay.
And it is a much needed service,
Sure.
regardless of what niche you decide on, what group of people you decide to help.
Okay.
But it's a profitable business and a rewarding business in all
Okay.
sense of the word.
Oh, that's great. Now, do you do? I guess there's no end of services that you do either. Like, you could do if somebody said, I want to move out of my apartment, you could help pack it up. You can do a million things. You could.
That actually was my very first client. I helped them settle into an assisted living facility, a couple,
Okay.
from upstate New York. They came here to the island. That was my
Okay.
very first client. I waited for the movers to come and told the movers where to put everything. I
Okay.
unpacked everything for them before they even got there.
So they walked into their new home that they already felt comfortable in.
Yep.
And very good, very good. So, what's your favorite part of the job?
Just the spontaneity
Okay.
of things. Everything is different.
Okay.
Every day is different. Different people. I love that. I'm not a mundane person.
It's as I'm sitting here listening to you, and the times we've spoken, it's a business. Oh yeah, I know what it is, sure. But then as I'm talking to you, I'm also saying to myself, I have no idea of the amount of the variety of things people can ask you to do that would be the first time you heard somebody ask you to do it, or would be maybe there's certain things you get asked all the time, but it's a story. It's kind of when my daughter was studying to become a nurse. She knew she wanted to be a nurse. She was working in a hospital in town, and the thing that made her want to be a nurse more than anything else, some older gentleman asked her to play cards with her, and she was just playing cards, and she said, "I felt like somebody. I really helped somebody." And that was the thing that made her want to be a nurse. And you're saying the amount of pride you get from helping people, just doing things, it always reminds me, the thing that clicked in her mind that she knew she wanted to be a nurse was something that really had nothing to do with nursing, so to speak. It was just giving the person her time. That's all she needed to do.
Yes.
And that was the thing that clicked for her. That wasn't, changing a needle or doing things that nurses do. And I'm getting that same sense from you that it's the way I touch their lives that makes my job so rewarding.
Yes.
So
Yeah. And I do have a services list, but it's just a basic list. I mean, there's so much that I can do that isn't
if something
on that
wasn't
list.
on the list, but you
Yes.
could do it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's like it's a suggestion guide.
Yes,
It
exactly.
doesn't mean much. It means So okay, any how do people get in touch with you?
They can give me a call at 631-334-5822.
631-334-5852.
5822.
5822.
Yeah, they can call or text, either way. I'll
Okay.
answer within less than 24 hours, or they can send me an email
Okay.
at Michelle at onmywayconcierge.com
How do you spell Michelle?
with 2 L's.
Michelle
At onmywayconcierge.com.
Okay. I'm going to ask her how to spell concierge, but that one you can look up. There's only one spelling for that. All right. Michelle, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Okay.
Pete. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And, okay, thank you. I was looking forward to this because I wanted to learn more about it. And now I think I know slightly more than I did know, but basically you can do for somebody really whatever they need done. And that's excellent. And sounds like you found your niche.
Yes.
And only took a year, which is good. I mean, I know guys who build their business for years and don't really have a niche. And I think you're finding one. And
Well, I have an excellent business coach.
okay. And want to plug the business coach?
Sure. Her name is Kelly Schaefer.
Kelly Schaefer.
Concierge Academy.
From Concierge Academy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, she started out as a concierge. She built it with
Okay.
multiple employees, and now she coaches people on how to do the same thing.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So you actually took a course on doing what you're doing. So okay. So
Yeah, I started with her in September.
Okay.
And I'm still working with her to this day. She works with groups of people, and she has different levels.
okay.
And she's excellent.
And you're all business, so I love it. And you had a business coach, which again, I always say about business coaches, any professional athlete who's been playing the sport his or her whole life has coaches who will work. There's not a quarterback in the NFL who doesn't have a specific coach who will still work on passing, will still work on or pitchers in the major league.
Yeah.
Who still work on, okay, you gotta take a longer first step, you gotta do this, release the ball here, try this. Batting coaches, batters changing out, and when you think about a business coach, they the most successful people use them, and they all have somebody who they bounce ideas off of, and that's why you're successful.
She's unbelievable. She's helped so many people, not just me.
Well, I mean, you're focused. I will say that, and I love you. Usually wear your name tag, and as a concierge. So, well, thank you for coming down. It was a
Pete. I
pleasure.
appreciate it.
My pleasure, and I enjoyed the conversation. Take care, everybody.